Joe Douglas, you big lug, I could kiss you square on the lips. We add James Robinson to our backfield. This running game is about to set the tone for this offense. Jets, Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, Joe Douglas goes out and makes a big-time move acquiring James Robinson just one day, not even a day, a few hours after we learn Breece Hall officially torn ACL out for the season. James Robinson, for those of you guys that don't know, running back from Jacksonville, third-year running back. He's 5'9", 219 pounds. This guy is a ball of muscle. You don't want to try and hit this dude. He is going to make you pay for it. But this is a good thunder and lightning. I still expect Michael Carter to be the lead back here. He's going to be RB1. I don't know if Robinson's going to get involved in our game against the Patriots this week or if it's going to be something over the course of like the Buffalo week on. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see from that kind of perspective. But to go over a few stats, in 14 games in his rookie season, he had 289 touches, 1,414 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So you're not getting just some scrub off the scrap heap. Last year in 13 games, 195 touches, 989 yards, 8 touchdowns. He did tear his Achilles against the Jets, actually. First quarter of that game in December. Tears his Achilles, just non-contact. Horrible injury. And this guy comes back healthy starting the season. He played week 1. Like, this guy is absolutely a specimen. In his first 3 games as a starter for this year, he has 123 snaps in which he had 57 touches, 263 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's good for 4.61 yards per touch. Now, he did get relegated to the backup role because their former first-round pick, the guy they took last year in the first round, Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence's teammate at Clemson, had a Lisfranc injury last year, didn't play, missed the entire season. They're obviously going to use him, and he's having a great run of it this past last few weeks. So he's starting. James Robinson gets relegated to the backup role. He has 80 snaps, 33 touches, so basically half the amount of touches that he had before. 123 yards, no touchdowns, 3.73 yards per touch. So he's not being utilized in quite the same way he was initially. So for me, I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, what's going on? He had no touches this past week against the Giants. He did have like 12 snaps, so he was on there maybe as just like a decoy or a blocker or something along those lines. But they were clearly trying to save him, knowing they were going to have an option maybe at the deadline to move him because he is a productive back. The Jets end up giving up a 6th-round pick that could become a 5th-round pick if he gets 600 yards. Now, I don't know if that is 600 total yards on the season or 600 yards since coming to the Jets. Because that, I mean, either way, I guess it's a good thing, but it's a difference of like, okay, does he need 200 yards for this to increase in a draft pick, or does he actually need 600 yards for this to work? And I really like this move because this is a 1-year rental for the New York Jets at a very low cost. This is, not taking away from Michael Carter. He's still going to be the lead back for this team. And then Robinson can come in as that change of pace back. If you get to the goal line, you could run him right up the middle and just hurt people. I like this move. It doesn't displace Breece Hall for next year. Like if you were to bring in, some star-studded running back, it's not just some scrap heap guy. It's a guy with high upside. He's still recovering from that Achilles injury, so he should, in theory, get better as the season continues to grow on. Not to mention, because of that Achilles injury, he did not play 3 full seasons, which means he is not going to hit free agency, unrestricted free agency, at the end of this season. He will be what's called a restricted free agent. Meaning, the Jets are going to have the option, if they want, to place one of 3 different tenders on him. They can place one of these tenders, and a team, if they wanted to sign Robinson away from us, would have to give us a draft pick as compensation. Now, the 3 options, the first-round tender, Jets aren't going to use that. That would cost them $6 million. The second-round tender would cost us $4.3 million, but we get a second-round pick back. Or there's the original round tender. That's the one I would see if the Jets were to pick one. It would be a $2.6 million tag for the 1 year. So you could hold on to him and have a backfield next year of Breece Hall, Michael Carter, and James Robinson. That's filthy. Absolutely filthy. Talk about having too much talent and not enough room to spread the ball around. So that's really interesting because you now have him under contract for essentially $500,000 this year, maybe 2.6 next year. You're getting 2 years, $3 million from this guy, essentially. Or you could let him walk And if he does well, he signs with another team. The Jets could get a comp pick back in 2024. So even though you're giving up a 6th or 5th round pick, even if you get a 7th round pick back for this guy, I mean, what do you drop down from the 5th round back to the 7th round just to give yourself a really strong chance of having a strong running game this year? I love it. This was absolutely a great move by Joe Douglas, and it's going to be able to keep both these guys fresh because, look, if Michael Carter goes down, there was not a lot of warm and fuzzy feelings, if Ty Johnson was going to have to be our starter. And I know a lot of you guys want to see Bam Knight, but that doesn't mean they still can't utilize him and bring him up along the way. But I like this move. I'm a big fan of this move. I think we are still going to focus on the running game. Zach's going to have to win a little bit with his arm, but now there's a little less pressure than there was at like 12 o'clock yesterday when we found out Breece tore his ACL. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. How do you feel about this trade? What do you think it means for the touch percentage between Michael Carter and James Robinson? What are you expecting from this backfield? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets. J-E-T-S